Happy Single Sundays, everyone. We're still talking about the resilience of a winner. You know who comes to mind from the scriptures when I think about resilience? Joseph. Joseph was loved by his father, but he was rejected and despised by his brothers. They were jealous of him. They were envious of him. So Joseph went through the love stage, but he also went through being envied and being persecuted and being rejected. So Joseph ends up in the pit. From the pit, he goes to the palace. From the palace, he goes to prison. And then he ends up being promoted to ruler of all of that land. So Joseph had many highs and many lows. But in the midst of his highs and lows, he never allowed it to make him worse. Joseph had to work through a bitter stage, but yet he didn't stop there. He worked through it and he became better. So I want to ask you, what is your resilience teaching you? Are you becoming better? Or are you growing bitter? What are you experiencing that's causing you to be made in your process? Are you becoming more resilient in your going through? Are your pit experience producing bitterness in you? Or is your pit experience producing betterment in you? Let me encourage you in this episode of Single Sundays. Don't allow what you're going through to make you bitter. And if you become bitter or find yourself in a bitter place, don't stay there. Joseph worked through his process to be who God purposed him to be and to do what God has purposed him to do. So can you. So can I. So let me encourage you in this episode of Single Sundays. Don't allow the negatives to cause you to lose hope. In the midst of the ups and downs, Joseph remained resilient. In the midst of him going through what he faced, the mistreatments, the rejection, the being misunderstood, the being wrongfully accused, he remained faithful to God. In the midst of him being faithful to God, God raised him back up to where he planned for him to be. I want to encourage you to remain resilient in your trials, to remain resilient in your ups, to remain resilient in your downs, and watch God continue to elevate you and get you to the place where he's purposed you to be.